So here we have the hoop carrier. Hoop carrier A is the normal one to use. There are other ones that you can use to adapt the machine to do other functions and take other hoop sizes, but generally it's the A one that we want. There's two screws in here which we need to use. The most important thing is, as we're fitting the hoop carrier, we just take note of this little arm here, and that piece there needs to go vertically down on top of that arm. So we've got a location hole and a screw hole on each end, and what we're going to do is locate the hole on top of that little pin, making sure that this comes down vertically on that, like so. We're going to put this screw in and we're just going to start it off. The one in the other side we put in and we tighten down securely. Again, just bearing in mind that the machine does vibrate quite a bit, so we need to make sure that's quite tight. And if we go back to the other side, we've got these lines on the hoop carrier, and they signify which hoop is going to be used. So we've got one here, and that allows this to be adjusted. It's got like notches on it so that that locates then on this line, which is one hoop size, another hoop size, and then that's the big one, the 300 by 200. So we're going to tighten that down, and you'll see the carrier just twist into place as we tighten this down, and then we can tighten that one down as well. That then is able to take the big hoop, the 300 by 200. If we close that up, we can put that on there as a bit of a guide. We can close that up to that line. This is the 100 by 100 hoop, which is used quite a bit. When time comes to cut, when we've got the fabric in and etc., when we're loading the hoop, we're going to put the two front edges underneath the clips here and here, and then we squeeze, so we don't push on the hoop. We're going to squeeze to locate it in, and when we want to take it off, finger and thumb again, and we're going to lift and pull again. We're not going to pull on the hoop. When we pull on the hoop, we pull on the carriage. We want to avoid that. So that's how you get the hoop on. The next thing is the threading. It's really, really important we get the threading right, otherwise the machine's not going to work correctly. We've got front loading bobbin, which goes in there. A lot of people push it in like that. And that works for them. I discourage that because you can get wear on the clip there from pushing it on, and also on the pin in the middle, and you don't get as much control when you're fitting it. So the pre-wound bobbin goes in like so. So we're going to pull that towards the gap there, and the bobbin is turning this way, and then we go back on ourselves. We make sure the thread is underneath the clip there, and we also make sure that the bobbin case will hang from the thread. If it doesn't hang, it won't work. So what we're going to do is open the clip and hold the bobbin case by the clip. That gives us much more control as we're putting it in. Pop it all the way in. So you've got a locating lug on the right hand side. It's all the way in. When we let the clip go, it's in position, securely in position, and there's no strain on the clip at all. We need to cut that off probably about there. You just need enough thread to go from there up to the needle plate, and then that's ready. And then we're going to go on to the top thread, which is slightly more complicated, but nevertheless it's just a sequence that we run through. So we've got our thread stand. We're going to go up through the guide, across through the next guide, and then down through that guide. All quite straightforward. We need to make sure the thread goes underneath the clip, and when we pull on it, it's got tension. We then follow the marks on the top of the machine to the individual tension units, and we go around like so. If we lift that up and we pull on the thread, you can see the wheel moving, and that's important that that moves. So we're going to let that back down, follow the lines on the machine around and around, and then again we need to make sure that we're right underneath the clip. If you're underneath the front clip and the back clip, you should be able to see that the tension on the thread there. We then go down, around and back up. Through the eye, down, and through the guide there. We're just going to check that all of the threads are sitting correctly here, and then we're going to go up and around the guide on the needle clamp, and we're going to do a completely separate video for the needle threader, which we will do shortly.